Well, after a lengthy investigation, Deborah Ray, age 53 of Crowley Lake, was arrested April 19th, and this was pursuant to an arrest warrant. And this is according to a press release from the Mono County District Attorney's Office. Now, that press release states that in late 2011, the current board members for the Crowley Lake Mutual Water Company reported a suspected embezzlement of public funds by Mrs. Ray, who served as water company board member from approximately 1998 to the middle of 2011. Now, according to the press release, Mrs. Ray was serving as president and treasurer during the 2010-2011 year before being voted off of the board in the 2011 general membership election. Now, the press release states that during her tenure with the water board, she also served for many years as the treasurer before taking over as both president and treasurer. Mrs. Ray has been charged in a 22-count complaint alleging that she embezzled approximately $29,000 in public monies from the water company starting in 2008 and ending in 2011 when she left the water company board. Now, the press release states that during this period, Mrs. Ray was drafting checks payable to herself and her husband for work not performed and reimbursing herself for expenses that the water company had already paid to her. Mrs. Ray is being held in the Mono County Jail in Bridgeport on $50,000 bail. Her arraignment was scheduled for today in Mono County Superior Court. Well, after a bail study and court appearances, bail for both Don D. and Kenneth Rossi was reduced. They are now out of jail, but on GPS monitoring pending further court hearings related to the embezzlement of more than $1.5 million from the Inyo Welfare Office. Bennett Kessler filed this report. The Inyo County District Attorney and Inyo Sheriff's Department arrested the Rossis April 11th and held them on a $500,000 bail each. Now, the DA filed a criminal complaint against them alleging 44 felony charges, including embezzlement of public funds, grand theft, welfare fraud, conspiracy, identity theft, and possession of methamphetamine. The pair appeared in Inyo court for arraignment following their arrest. Now, officials said that based on a probation report, Don D. Rossi's bail was reduced to $250,000 and Kenneth Rossi's bail was dropped to $100,000. They were released on bail April 17th. Now, one of the conditions of release is that they must be GPS monitored. A preliminary hearing for the Rossis is scheduled for June 6, 1:30 p.m. in Inyo County Court before Judge Dean Stout. Now, the complaint on file against the Rossis reveals the allegation that from her position as Inyo Social Services Supervisor, Don D. Rossi conspired with her husband to use the personal identifying information of 35 individuals to obtain welfare benefits for themselves. Crimes allegedly took place between June of 2005 and the end of January 2013. Now, the complaint also says the crimes were committed using what is called electronic benefit transfer cards. Informed sources said the couple allegedly used the EBT cards at bank ATMs to get cash. Now, members of the public have questioned how such a large amount of money could have been taken over an 8-year period without detection. Inyo officials have only said there were, quote, 8 categories of safeguards in place, end quote. They say until the prosecution of the Rossis is complete, they cannot discuss more detail. Well, we have some news on Tioga Pass. Caltrans has reopened State Route 120 West, Tioga Pass Road, and that is to the East Yosemite Park entrance gate. State Route 120 closed beyond that point right now. Partial opening, obviously dependent on favorable weather. Now, Bennett Kessler filed this story on Tioga Pass. First reports indicated that the National Park Service would not be able to open Tioga Pass Road before Memorial Day because of the so-called sequestration budget cuts in Washington, D.C., and that took $2.4 million out of the Yosemite National Park budget. Mono's supervisors went to work to press for an earlier opening. Word came out last Friday that the pass is now anticipated to open May 11th. Now, both Supervisors Tim Alpers and Board Chair Bing Hunt informed Sierra Wave Media of the good news. Alpers said that Yosemite officials told him they anticipate the opening of Tioga Pass by May 11th. He said they are now concentrating on clearing Glacier Point and Mariposa Grove since they are high priority visitation areas. Now, Alpers said Park Service crews will start clearing Tioga Road April 29th from Crane Flat to the east. He said the crews have checked out Glacier Point and potential danger spots. Alpers said he was told there are, quote, minimal to no avalanche areas, end quote. Now, the low snow this year will make clearance of the road easier. Now, barring unexpected additional snowstorms, the Park Service now says they can handle the clearing of the pass road without help from Mono County road crews or Caltrans. And that's good financial news for both agencies. Alpers said the weather looks like it will remain clear, but this time of year, he said, you just never know. The Mono supervisors remain supportive of signing a cooperative agreement with Yosemite on an annual basis to help clear the road, which is an important route for tourists to travel to the Eastern Sierra. Now, when Yosemite initially said they could not open Tioga Pass until after Memorial Day, Tim Alpers contacted the park superintendent to say the economy has already suffered in Mono County, as in many places, and he told the Yosemite official that the late opening of Tioga Pass would add to the problems. Well, we have another puppy in the Eastern Sierra with Guide Dogs for the Blind. Ann Parks with her dog Javier and Betsy Thompson visited the Sierra Wave Media studios. Guys, we're here with still another guide dog for the blind. You do such great things here in the Eastern Sierra. And tell me who we've got here.
This is Javier, and Javier is 4.5 months old.
How'd you get Javier?
I got Javier. I actually went over to Guide Dogs for the Blind campus in San Rafael and picked him up. Oh.
Now, what made you do that?
I've been involved with the club for a little over a year as a volunteer and as a puppy sitter. And I just started out wanting to be a puppy starter. So my original goal was to have Javier for 3 months. And after about 2 weeks, I decided to keep him for the whole, I'll have him for about a year to 14 months.
And tell us exactly what you're going to do.
I am going to raise him till he's about 16 months old and just train him basic manners and socialize him. And then he will go back to the San Rafael campus when he's approximately 16 months old for extensive training to learn how to work for a visually impaired person.
Yeah. Betsy, tell us a little about Guide Dogs for the Blind here in the Eastern Sierra. I know you got an event coming up.
Yes, our puppy raising club is called Eastern Sierra Guide Puppies, and we cover all of Mono and Inyo counties. We've had puppies all the way from Lone Pine up through Mammoth. And we do have a real active and fun club where we meet to learn how to train these guys and how to raise them the right way. And we're always looking for new volunteers and people who'd be interested in joining us. So we are going to be having an event in Mammoth coming up on April 29th, which is a Monday evening.
And it looks pretty all-encompassing. You got a lot of events planned that night.
Actually, yes, it's going to be really great because we have 2 different organizations represented. Guide Dogs for the Blind will be presenting our puppy raising program at 6:30. And then, Ann, tell them about Pet Partners.
Pet Partners is a therapy dog program, which I'm also involved in with my golden retriever, Charlie. And those dogs are more for everybody to love and pet, and we take them to hospitals, schools, Bishop Care Center, Sterling Heights, both hospitals in Inyo and Mono County, and just for people to visit and feel better. So I'm going to be giving an informational night for people who want to get involved in that as well.
That's so cool. What kind of reaction do you get when you go out there?
Oh, it's great. I mean, I remember taking my previous dog, Sam, to the Bishop Care Center, and there was a lady there petting her stuffed dog, and she was very enthralled with her stuffed dog, and she saw my dog Sam, and she took to her stuffed dog and said, I'll talk to you later, and put him aside and wanted just to pet Sam.
So our community information night, we're hoping to get all the dog lovers in Mammoth.
That's a lot of dog lovers.
Yes, all over Mono County to come to the library in Mammoth Lakes on April 29th. And they can learn, first of all, about Pet Partners, the therapy dog program. That will begin at 5:30. And then Guide Dogs for the Blind will be making our presentation at 6:30. So we hope they'll stay for the whole evening. We'll have some light refreshments, and they'll have a chance to meet the cute guide dog puppies in training, and also some of the therapy dogs.
Yes, some of the therapy dogs will also be there.
And so it'll be a great night if you love furry friends. We are always looking for new people who'd like to raise puppies. Also for folks who would be interested in being puppy sitters, because we do have a need for people to watch the puppies when we go on vacation or have to be, for some reason we can't take care of our puppy for a couple days. And then also club volunteers, because we have events where we do fundraising and we always are looking for new volunteers. So we hope you'll come out and learn about the organization and decide if it's right for you. And we want to thank the community, both all over Mammoth Lakes, Bishop, all over our two-county area in the Eastern Sierra. We are very welcome in almost every business, restaurant, store, and we really appreciate the support we get from the community, don't we, Ann?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you guys are doing great. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks. Well, we thank Ann Parks and Betsy Thompson, and of course Javier for that. What a great little dog. Hey, if you would like to learn about serving others in the community by being involved with Pet Partners, now this is formerly Delta Society, this is a therapy animal program, or with Guide Dogs for the Blind puppy raising program, you might want to plan to attend an informational meeting that is set for Monday evening, April 29th at the Mammoth Lakes Library. We'll start at 5:30 with a presentation by Ann Parks of Pet Partners. If you would like to get some more information on this, contact Ann Parks at 760-920-0762 or Betsy Thompson at 760-258-1189. And before we take a break, we previously showed you Jamin with Lee Gosh, and Jamin graduated from the class of 760 earlier this month and now lives with her breeder custodian in Northern California. Congratulations and thank you for a job well done to both Jamin and Lee Gosh. We'll be back with more news.